we recording?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Okay, we're ready to go, Mr. Chair.
All right, thanks, Jim. Good morning, everyone. Today is December 2nd, 2025. We do have a quorum present, so we're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. If you can all silence your mobile devices, I greatly appreciate it. On to item number 2 on today's agenda, which is to convene as the Storey County Board of County Commissioners, bringing us to item number 3, which is a Pledge of Allegiance. If you can all join me for that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we're on item number 4 on today's agenda. It's public comment. Public comment is welcomed at the beginning and end of each meeting. These comments should be limited to matters not on today's calendar agenda. Public comment is again welcomed after each item on the agenda, and those comments should be limited to the agendized topic. As a reminder, public comment is limited to 3 minutes per individual. With that, is there any public comment in the courtroom today? Not seeing any, we're going to move right along to item number 5, which is discussion for possible action. Consideration and possible approval of the agenda for the December 2nd, 2025 meeting. County Manager Osborne, are there any changes to the agenda?
We'd like to make one change. It would be to move number 24 to number 11. Hold on, let me make sure. That is regarding the legislative update. That will allow our lobbyist team to depart a bit early.
All right. Okay, Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments about today's agenda?
None, thank you.
All right, Vice Chairman?
No, that's good, thank you.
All right, is there any public comment regarding the agenda and the items contained within it? Not seeing any, Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I move to approve today's agenda with the noted change in order.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. County Manager Osborne, we doing item 24 and then 11
Before the hearing.
before the hearing?
Unless the district attorney's office says otherwise, I would suggest that we do number 24 before 11. We've been told that the public hearings just cannot begin before 10:30.
Good with that, Brian?
That's fine, that's exactly correct.
Thank you very much. All right, so let's move right along to item number 6, this discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval of the minutes from the October 21st, 2025 meeting. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments about those minutes?
None, thank you.
All right, Vice Chairman?
No, thank you.
How about public comment? Not seeing any, Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
I move to approve the minutes from our October 21st, 2025 meeting as presented.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 7, this is discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval of the minutes from the November 4th, 2025 meeting. Commissioner Gilman, questions or comments?
None, thank you.
All right, Vice Chairman?
No, thank you.
Okay, how about public comment? Not seeing any, Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I move to approve the minutes from our November 4th, 2025 meeting as presented.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 8 is today's consent agenda. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments about the consent agenda?
None, thank you.
All right, Vice Chairman?
No.
How about public comment? Not seeing any, Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
I move to approve our consent agenda as presented.
We have a second?
Second.
All right, motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 9, this discussion only, no action, no public comment will be taken. These are committee and staff reports, and we'll kick things off at the Sheriff's Office today.
Nothing today, thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. How about the Fire Protection District?
Also nothing today.
All right, thank you, Chief. Moving right along to Public Works.
Nothing to report today.
Thank you. How about in your role as project manager?
Nothing to report today.
All right. Chris, do you have something for us?
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Trotta, Capital Projects, for the record. 5 projects to report on today. First project is the water line replacement from 580 to the top of Siphon. In this phase of the project, we have completed the routing and easement design. We are now working on, completing the pipeline design and securing the pipeline easements for the project. Next project is the courthouse fence. Lodi Ironworks is on track to have the first casting for approval by the end of January. We're working with the Comstock Foundation blacksmiths to recreate the clips needed to secure the bottom of the slats, and the project will start in the spring. Next project is the Piper Opera House. The bidding is complete for the refurbishment of the 12 entry doors and 5 south side windows. We will now proceed with contracts and material submittals. Also at Piper Opera House, we have an approved design for the pricing and seismic upgrades for the entry column, and we will schedule that work as soon as the connectors are received. Next project is the water tank upgrades. We have completed our review of the program pricing for the rehabilitation and ongoing maintenance for all 7 domestic water tanks in our system. Our comptroller is reviewing the year-over-year payment matrix, and we will finalize by seeking board approval at the next BoCC meeting. And that's for the refurbishment and rehabilitation of the tanks. Last project is the Gold Hill wastewater collection system piping replacement. We have executed Dow's Task Order 84 for the pre-design engineering and environmental work, which is now underway. And we are looking at ways to possibly expedite the environmental and Section 106 work to possibly utilizing some of the work that was done on the project in 2016. And that will expedite the project quite a bit if we're able to do that. And with that, I'll open for any questions.
All right, thank you for that update, Chris. A lot of good news going on. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments for Chris?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I'm good, thanks.
Say yes.
I did have something, but I'll ask you in private, it's fine.
Thank you again. Moving right along to our Business Development Director.
No report today, thank you.
Thank you, Laura. How about our Grants Manager?
Nothing today, thank you.
All right. How about our Admin Officer?
No update today.
Okay. Emergency Management?
Good morning, Adam Wilson, Director of Emergency Management, for the record. Week before Thanksgiving, we weren't here for the BoCC. We were in Kentucky at the International Emergency Managers Conference. It was a really good opportunity. We were able to get a lot of new information in, and we had the privilege of getting to meet with the last FEMA administrator and got some really good information on him on kind of the direction of EM across the nation that we should be expecting to see. We learned the final report was turned into the president on the direction of FEMA, so we're just kind of waiting on word out of that on the direction of EM nationally. But really good learning lessons and information sharing out of that conference. Just a reminder, next Saturday, 12/13 from 8 to noon for the Lockwood residents, we'll be doing the evacuation drill. That is still moving ahead, and the day prior we'll be doing a exercise with just the elementary school out there. For the month of December is our emergency operation plan review and update, our annual requirement from the state, as well as our sewer plan and our freshwater plan updates for the county. So we're very busy working on those. We have 2 additional exercises we're planning with the schools over the next couple of months. So that's going to be exciting, get some good stuff in. These will be focused more on the students rather than the staff. We feel like we've gotten the staff up to a good level now, so now we're going to start incorporating the students into these. And that is all I have.
Thank you for that update, Adam. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments for Adam?
None, thank you.
All right, Vice Chairman?
I don't either, thank you.
All right, appreciate it. How about the BCTC?
Good morning, Commissioners. Todd Tuttle, Director of Tourism, for the record. Special thanks to Public Works for getting all the holiday decorations up. We're a little ahead of schedule this year, so it was kind of exciting. My team has also been working to get the light poles and wreaths up, and I've noticed quite a number of the merchants have been decorating, so we're all prepared for Christmas on the Comstock. Want to let you know we've got a number of media interviews. We had one early this morning that went live today. And then 2 more coming up next week with live media coverage up here in Virginia City. So it's nice to have that coverage going through. Also coming up, Christmas on the Comstock, the local business decorating contest will be the 1st through the 13th. The winners will be announced Monday the 15th. The Believe Again Christmas Cheer shopping spree will be from the 1st to the 22nd. Winners will be announced Tuesday the 23rd. On December 6th, Grinch Made Me Do It Saloon Crawl. That'll be from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock here in the main part of C Street. The Parade of Lights will begin at 5 p.m. and fireworks will then nicely appear about 6 p.m. On December 7th, there will be a performance of the Nutcracker Ballet at 4 p.m. at Piper's Opera House. And on December 13th, Renovations Christmas Gathering. They'll have the Parade of Lights at 5 p.m., the drone show at 6 p.m., so it should be a pretty exciting weekend to follow with that. We have had a phenomenal turnout up here in Virginia City on the weekends, particularly in connection with the Christmas on the Comstock, so we're excited there. December 18th, the Community Movie Night at Piper's Opera House. It's put on by the Chamber of Commerce. The show should begin at 7 p.m., and I haven't had official word yet, but rumor has it that they'll be presenting the show Scrooged. So if you like a Bill Murray show, it's a lot of fun. December 13th, 14th, 19th, 20th, and 21st will be Miracle on C Street at Piper's Opera House, a little rendition of Miracle on 34th Street. We're excited about it for the performance there. And December 9th and 10th will be Governor's Conference on Tourism, which will be attending. And January 7th through the 12th, the American Bus Association will be convening in Reno, and we will have a special FAM tour coming up here on January 10th. That's my report. Open to any questions.
Thank you for that update, Todd. Commissioner Gilman, questions or comments for Todd?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman? All right, again, appreciate it.
Thank you.
About the Comptroller's Office?
Nothing at this time, thank you.
All right. Planning Department?
Nothing today, thank you.
Health and Community Services?
Nothing today, thank you.
Quarters Office?
Same today, thanks.
All right. How about Community Development?
Nothing today, thank you.
How about our PIO?
Nothing today, thank you.
Lee, do you have anything for us today?
Nothing today, thank you.
How about the DA's office?
Good morning. I do not have an update this morning.
All right, thanks, Brian. County Manager?
Good morning, Commissioners. Austin Osborne for the record. Just 2 items. I'm speaking on behalf of IT today, as they are in Lockwood at the moment, stringing up the community center and particularly the GID office with all the tech stuff. So that's what's going on down there with IT. As far as our office goes, an update on USA Parkway, as we probably heard, the Sydney traffic signal is lighted and operating. Life is good there. The signal over at Waltham and USA Parkway, I want to thank Brian from the DA's office, has completed the draft contract that is engaged between myself and the respective property owners in that area for installing the devices on their property. Life's looking pretty good there. I'm expecting a response from them today or tomorrow. At that point, I'm understanding that they have the equipment sitting there kind of on a corner ready to set up. So that intersection should be lighted pretty soon. Public Works has informed me they're looking at installing some traffic signs, stop signs at the intersection of Waltham and Wild Horse Canyon Drive, at least on 2 directions of it because of the railroad tracks. So that should help not only get people in and out of that road, but some of these things are actually helping metering traffic as they approach the interstate. And we're told again that the NDOT had made some changes to the traffic signal at Electric and USA Parkway. They timed it a little differently, and it is effectively metering traffic on the interstate and the interchange. So there's some improvement there, so we'll keep you updated along the way. That's where we are currently.
All right, thanks.
Yep, you're welcome.
Appreciate it. Oh, sorry. Questions for Austin?
Yeah, actually, I do have a question for Austin. Austin, I've been past that light that was just installed, and to me, it does not look like it's a temporary light. Was there a change to that, or is that actually a temporary light?
I'm Austin Osborne for the record. I'm told it is technically a temporary light. The light that you see there is not the latest and greatest in the mast technology or apparatus standards. They are going to gradually replace that with similar looking equipment. That's what I'm being told. I'm learning a lot about traffic signals I thought I would never know.
That's all I had, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Vice Chairman, anything?
No, thank you.
All right, appreciate the update, Austin, thank you. How about the Clerk Treasurer's Office?
Nothing this morning, thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. Is there anybody that'd like to give an update that I did not call on? Please come on up. Okay, thank you, everybody. Appreciate all the good news out there. Let's move right along on today's agenda to item number 10, which is board comment. Start off to my left, Commissioner Gilman.
I have none, thank you.
All right, how about Vice Chairman?
I was just going to mention one thing. There's been quite a bit of discussion about the U.S. Capitol Christmas tree lighting, and I saw that that is happening at 2 p.m. Pacific time today, and it should be carried on C-SPAN, maybe carried on other channels as well, but for those who are interested, Grady Armstrong, a local fourth grader, won the essay contest. We'll be lighting the tree and reading his essay, as I understand it, at the lighting. So that's pretty exciting for us.
Definitely, very cool. Been following them on social media. Thank you for that. I don't have anything today, so we will move right along to item number 24 on today's agenda, which is discussion. There's no action on this, right?
This is discussion only.
All right, discussion only. Discussion and a general brief of the 2025 special session of the Nevada Legislature.
May I take
Morning,
that back? There
gentlemen.
is action
Yeah.
on this actually, but there really would not be much action to take.
Well, there might be.
There's
Let's
gonna
read
be
it for
action,
that.
don't worry. Hello, gentlemen.
Morning.
My name is Will Adler, for the record, and I represent Silver State Government Relations, representing you guys at the most coulda, woulda, shoulda, but kind of didn't special session in Nevada's history. So this is a fun report to some degree because we weren't that passionately involved in it. We're sort of monitoring the chaos, and the things that could have been more impactful actually ended up not passing. And or Storey County doesn't have a lot of real skin in the game on this one, but it is good to know what happened, why, and kind of the breakdown of what's going on in the legislature to date. So just to run down what is a special session briefly for the audience and the record, the governor can technically call a special session whenever he chooses to, but has to pick sort of the agenda at the front of it. The proclamation declares what we're talking about, why, and what this legislature is being called in for. This comes into play a little bit later in the story, so I just wanted to sort of preface the conversation with that, because this special session kicked off Thursday, November 13th, and it did wrap up Tuesday, November 19th, and the core of it and the premise was the crime bill for the governor's safety on the front end, but economic activity through the bringing of film tax credits and a new studio project to essentially Las Vegas. So this did get a little political there, but the legislature declares a couple of topics at the beginning and sort of covered it as being crime, statewide health care access, because, WIC and other things were on the table at the time. And generally, Winston Park, which is this long-term issue down in North Las Vegas. But the one bill that added, kind of midway through it was a House bill that was sort of a petition going through it. But more interestingly, we can kind of go through the bills as is. The ones we cared about in particular were AB 1, the revisions from the governor's administration. Basically, this all is actually the most impactful thing in our opinion that happened was AB 1. The governor slid in a few empowerments, but mostly some extra funding for the cybersecurity team. That's led by Tim Galuzzi in the governor's office, but as we saw this year already, the state of Nevada was hacked, but successfully isolated it and did not pay the ransom. So the idea is to strengthen that and actually give some more resources out. And the idea is maybe they can strengthen some counties from the state out and bring us all up, because they've learned some lessons that they don't want to share in public probably, but they do want to actually help the state, be aware of that as an active topic. AB 2 also passed, but not that, ground shaking. It had some language about alcoholic beverages, but nothing to try and stop them from being drunken in public, so we were happy with that. But the other revisions were AB 3 passed that, you know, generally had to do with public officers, had some things to do, but really the big one was AB 4, the revisions related to public safety. So the governor's crime bill, he took a very forward stance on this because he's a sheriff and he is a Republican governor. It actually had quite a bit of debate and ended up being amended a few times, but overall that sort of was the impactful stuff on the assembly side. And the most impactful bill I'd say was SB 7 that actually is on the Senate side, was the revisions, provisions related to occupational disease. So basically, this is what we call the firefighters, you know, and police officers, lung and heart, you know, safety conditions, right? We're sort of, you know, narrowing the scope and defining it correctly, but also making sure that firefighters in particular do have long-term benefits when it relates to their exposure to lung and air events. This maybe is the most impactful thing to us because we have a balance between a fire district and the county, but really it does sort of set a state provision that we're not mostly in. And then kind of the most fun thing that happened that is to be explained, because this is kind of a unique one, what was not on the agenda and what was not on the proclamation from the governor was a new item brought in by the Democrats at the last minute on the Senate side, but they passed their own SJR 1. So the Senate can pass a joint resolution or declare one at any time during a normal session. It's a little bit unknown and or constitutionally not known yet what can happen when it's not part of a proclamation, but the senators do it anyways, right? So this is kind of what happened in this amendment, but there was a proposed amendment that the Nevada Constitution enact various requirements related to distribution and submission of mail ballots, right? So this has been a hot topic for the Democratic Party a long time. Since COVID, especially, we actually had a special session to empower this during COVID. We shall have mail-in ballots, right? This actually is not a law, though. This actually didn't pass today. To explain it a little bit, this has to pass again at a normal session. So the next session would be the 2027 legislative session. It has to pass the Senate and the House again. Then it would have to go to the voters. So it would actually end up on the ballot at earliest in 2028. So this sort of became a hot topic. It was talked about, but really it was just sort of the Democrats having some fun with the session to get some, you know, media headlines before anything else, really. So that was the whole of the session. We did not pass a new film tax credit. We did not have a new studio push coming, but we do have some sense and balance when it comes to a strip corridor, when it comes to corridor court and quick processing of you know, criminal acts that happen on the strip in Las Vegas. But again, we're not really part of that. So overall, we're very happy that it was a not impactful session, but it was a very back and forth one. And to explain some of the highlights, things happen that don't actually have a real impact in the real world, but we're on it and we're monitoring it. So thank you. Questions?
Thank you for that update, Will. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments for Will?
None, thank you, Will.
Vice Chairman?
I don't, but I have something I'd like to discuss.
Please.
You know, I was not thrilled with the process with SB 7. Certainly, I believe that workplace injuries or diseases should be covered, but there's some question about whether that was included in the governor's proclamation that called the session, and it was passed through both sides of the legislature within about 6 hours of being introduced. My understanding is that it has the potential for significant fiscal impacts across local jurisdictions, and there was really no consultation in that regard. I'm hoping that potentially we could instruct our team to coordinate with NACO and with others to look at potentially questioning if that was done properly and if needs be challenging the way that bill was passed.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Do you have anything at this time?
I don't. I would ask ultimately as Commissioner Mitchell of kind of what he's asking there, if that would be an emotion of something regarding this, like directing staff, but of course we defer to legal to make sure that would be okay. But just to look into those things. Nevertheless, we could look into it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. I don't have any questions either, but appreciate the update. Does anyone have any questions? Nope. Would you like to make a motion at this time, Vice Chairman?
Yeah, if that's all right.
Sure.
I move to instruct staff and our consultants to further inquire into SB7 and coordinate with NACO on any further action regarding this bill.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Thank you again, gentlemen.
Thank you. That was our intent in bringing up some of the more impactful bills, and I do agree SB 7 would be the most impactful one to Storey County, and it's our intent to look into that and sort of address it as such. Special sessions have been called and proclamations have been written, and they've been brought into the Supreme Court of Nevada based on a single and that changed whether a law was allowed or not based on the exact clause. Was it declared in the proclamation at the beginning? Was the amendment valid? You know, all that does matter because this is law, right? We're playing with the black and white here, and if it isn't exactly there, it does matter. So it is something we're glad to look into and something we'd be, here to help with in any direction that staff comes up with. We'll be there. Just an additional comment, we did engage on a previous topic we brought up at a public comment, I believe. There is a sort of statewide effort to do good on power, we'll say that. The governor's office has actually heard us loud and clearly, and since our last report, there has been formal comment from the BLM around Green Link and around state infrastructure related to that. It does look like it is not delayed or stopped, but it does have some continual hurdles ahead of it, so we are engaging with the state where possible. And making sure the governor's office of energy, the state BLM office, everyone else knows the importance of having this connectivity north-south, and just generally more power infrastructure means more economic development and more stability in the area. So we're trying to keep our eyes on that, and today it's looking like we're the leading, voice in that charge. So thank you guys for supporting us in that, and we'll let you know anything further on that development. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. All right, we are going to move on to item number 11. Just got to wait here about 15 seconds yet till it's 10:30. That'll be interesting. We'll get going here in just a sec, folks. Yeah.
10, 9.
Oh, there we go. All right. On to item number 11. This is the public hearing that's supposed to start no earlier than 10:30. The public hearing for the second reading of Bill 145, Ordinance 25-333, an ordinance amending Section 17.35.030 of Title 17 of the Storey County Code to allow billboards in the I-2 heavy industrial zone with a special use permit, and to clarify and amend language in 17.84, signs and billboards related to location, zoning districts, and billboard size standards in Chapter 17.84, signs and billboards, Section 17.84.100, and .140. So with that, the public hearing is open. Do we have any public comment regarding this item? All right, not seeing any public comment. You prepared to make a motion to close out the hearing?
Happy to. I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to close the public hearing for the second reading of Bill number 145, Ordinance number 25-333, an ordinance amending Section 17.35.030 of Title 17 of the Storey County Code to allow billboards in the I-2 heavy industrial zone with a special use permit, and to clarify and amend language in 17.84, signs and billboards related to location, zoning districts, and billboard size standards in Chapter 17.84, signs and billboards, Section 17.84.100 and 17.84.140.
Second.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Before we move any further, Kathy, I'm sorry, did you have anything to add at this
No.
time?
No,
All right.
thank you.
So there's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. That brings us to item number 12, which is discussion for possible action. Consideration and possible approval of the second reading of Bill number 145, Ordinance 25-333, an ordinance amending Section 17.35.030 of Title 17, the Storey County Code to allow billboards in the I-2 heavy industrial zone with a special use permit, and to clarify and amend language in 17.84, signs and billboards related to location, zoning districts, and billboard size standards in Chapter 17.84, signs and billboards, including Section 17.84.100 and 17.84.140. Kathy?
Thank you. So this is the second reading of this bill, an ordinance. We had had this discussion at the board on their November 16th meeting. There's been no changes since that time. We've received no additional public comment during that time either.
All right. Thank you, Kathy. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I'm good, thanks.
All right. Is there any public comment? Not seeing any. Kathy, there's no findings here, right?
I do have a couple findings.
All right. Would you
findings.
like to take care of reading those?
Sure. Findings of fact for a motion of approval. The proposed amendment is in substantial compliance with and supports the goals and policies of the master plan. The proposed amendment will provide for land uses compatible with existing adjacent land uses and will not have detrimental impacts to other properties in the vicinity. The proposed amendment will not negatively impact existing or planned public services or facilities and will not adversely impact the public health, safety, and welfare. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. All right. So you prepared to make a motion?
Yep. In accordance with the recommendation by the Planning Commission and staff, the findings of fact under Section 10A of this report is read into the record by staff, and other findings deemed appropriate by the Board of County Commissioners. I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve the second reading of Bill number 145, ordinance number 25-333, an ordinance amending Section 17.35.030 of Title 17 of the Storey County Code to allow billboards in the I-2 heavy industrial zone with a special use permit, and to clarify and amend language in 17.84, signs and billboards related to location, zoning districts, and billboard size standards in Chapter 17.84, signs and billboards, Section 17.84.100 and 17.84.140.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, thank
you, Kathy. All right, on to item number 13 is our second public hearing. This is a public hearing for the second reading of Bill number 146, ordinance number 25-334, an ordinance amending Storey County Code, Chapter 15.04, Building and Construction, to adopt the 2024 International Codes for Building, Residential Existing Building, Energy Conservation, Fuel, Gas, Mechanical, the 2024 Uniform Codes for Mechanical and Plumbing, and the 2023 National Electric Code, the 2024 International Fire Code, the 2024 International Wildland Urban Interface Code, the 2023 National Fire Protection Association Standards, Storey County Fire Code amendments to the 2024 International Fire Code, and the 2024 Northern Nevada amendments, and providing for other properly related matters, further amending the 2024 Northern Nevada Code amendments, page 15, Storey County columns, for risk category 1 and 2. You have the floor.
Good morning,
Excuse me.
Commissioners.
Let me open the public hearing. Did you have anything to add before I ask for public comment?
I have some comments here from Joe Starnes, if that's the correct time to read those, but
Yeah, let's go for it.
okay. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm David Nair with Community Development. Thank you for your consideration of the second reading and approval of the 2024 codes and associated standards. As previously discussed, option 1 from our first reading has been further amended, specifically page 15 of the 2024 Northern Nevada Code amendments has been amended regarding risk categories 1 and 2. The snow load requirements for sheds, barns, homes, businesses, and offices will remain unchanged and consistent with prior code cycles. This approach allows Storey County to continue using our established and proven snow load values for categories 1 and 2, which we believe is fair, balanced, and aligned with the intent of the 2024 updates, while also respecting the county's unique conditions. That's it, if anybody has questions.
Thank you, Dave. All right, this public hearing is open. Is there any public comment regarding these items? All right, not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion to close out this public hearing?
I am. I'm going to have to ad-lib it just a little bit, I believe. Actually, let me.
Do you want the, do with this?
Yeah, if you don't mind. The version I have just says public
And
hearing.
the motion has the 15-page element too as well, if you read that verbatim.
Sorry. I've got this.
Okay.
I can do that. It's just, so
It's basically that.
should I just read the title? I move to close and then read the title? Does that work?
Oh, excuse me.
For the second time?
Yeah, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to close the public hearing on the second reading of Bill number 146, ordinance number 25-334, an ordinance amending Storey County Code, Chapter 15.04, Buildings and Construction, to adopt the 2024 International Codes for Building, Residential, Existing Buildings, Energy Conservation, Fuel, Gas, Mechanical, and the 2024 Uniform Codes for Mechanical and Plumbing, and the 2023 National Electric Code, the 2024 International Fire Code, the 2024 International Wildland Urban Interface Code, the 2023 National Fire Protection Association Standards, or NFPA, Storey County Fire Code amendments to the 2024 International Fire Code, and the 2024 Northern Nevada amendments, and providing for other properly related matters, and further amending the 2024 Northern Nevada Code amendments, page 15, Storey County columns for risk category 1 and 2.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
We're going to move right along to item number 14. I think you're back for this one. Discussion for possible action. Feels like Groundhog Day because it's the exact same thing I just read.
Okay.
Discussion and consideration for second reading of Bill number 146, ordinance number 25-334, an ordinance amending Storey County Code, Chapter 15.04, Buildings and Construction, to adopt the 2024 International Codes for Building, Residential, Existing Building, Energy Conservation, Fuel, Gas, Mechanical, the 2024 Uniform Codes for Mechanical and Plumbing, and the 2023 National Electric Code, the 2024 International Fire Code, 2024 International Wildland Urban Interface Code, the 2023 National Fire Protection Association Standards, Storey County Fire Code amendments to the 2024 International Fire Code, and the 2024 Northern Nevada amendments, and providing for other properly related matters, further amending the 2024 Northern Nevada Code amendments, page 15, Storey County columns for risk category 1 and 2. Dave?
I have no public comments on that.
Okay. Sounds
What
good.
what was previously discussed is all I'm aware of.
All right, that works. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments about this?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I do not, thanks.
Is there any public comment regarding this item? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve the second reading of Bill number 146, ordinance number 25-334, an ordinance amending Storey County Code, Chapter 15.04, Buildings and Construction, to adopt the 2024 International Codes for Building, Residential, Existing Building, Energy Conservation, Fuel, Gas, Mechanical, the 2024 Uniform Codes for Mechanical and Plumbing, and the 2023 National Electric Code, the 2024 International Fire Code, the 2024 International Wildland Urban Interface Code, the 2023 National Fire Protection Association Standards, or NFPA, Storey County Fire Code amendments to the 2024 International Fire Code, and the 2024 Northern Nevada amendments, and providing for other properly related matters, further amending the 2024 Northern Nevada Code amendments, page 15, Storey County columns for risk categories 1 and 2.
Could you repeat that?
Yeah, real quick.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Thanks again, Dave.
Thank you.
On to item number 15 is to recess, convene as the Storey County Highway Board. Bringing us to item number 16, which is our third public hearing of the day. This is a public hearing on proposed resolutions 25-806, -807, -808 as described. So this public hearing is now open. Jessica, did you have anything to add before I ask for public comment?
No.
All right. Is there any public comment regarding these resolutions? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, are you prepared to make a motion to close out this public hearing?
I am. I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to close the hearing on the proposed resolutions 25-806, 25-807, and 25-808.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 17, this is discussion for possible action. Consideration and possible approval of resolution number 25-806 proposes the identification of Storey County Road number 910240, commonly known as unnamed. Jessica?
Jessica Prager for the record. This road is unnamed and located southeast of Virginia City and north of Nevada Highway 341. Within the resolution, it excludes any portion that is on private property, and staff is recommending adoption of the resolution.
Great. Thank you for that, Jessica. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments about this item?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
No, thanks.
How about public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, in accordance with the recommendation by staff, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to adopt Resolution 25-806, identifying Storey County Road number 910240, commonly known as unnamed, total road segment length in horizontal distance of 8,613 feet, or 1.63 miles, overall average disturbed width approximately 14 feet as a minor county road. The effect of identifying the road as a minor county road is to identify it as a public road available for public use but not maintained by Storey County. It must be used by motorists at their own risk.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 18. This is discussion for possible action. Consideration and possible approval of resolution 25-807 proposes the identification of Storey County Road 910245, commonly known as unnamed. Jessica?
Thank you. Jessica Prager for the record. This road is unnamed and located southeast of Virginia City and north of Nevada Highway 341. And it connects to the previous RS 2477 road. Within the resolution, it excludes any portion that is on private property, and staff is recommending adoption of the resolution.
Thank you, Jessica. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
No, thanks.
How about public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
I am. In accordance with the recommendation by staff, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to adopt Resolution 25-807, identifying Storey County Road number 910245, commonly known as unnamed, total road segment length in horizontal distance of 2,969 feet or 0.56 miles, overall average disturbed width approximately 16 feet as a minor county road. The effect of identifying the road as a minor county road is to identify it as a public road available for public use but not maintained by Storey County. It must be used by motorists at their own risk.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 19, this is discussion for possible action. Consideration and possible approval of resolution number 25-808 proposes the identification of Storey County Road number 911130, commonly known as unnamed. Jessica?
Thank you. Jessica Prager for the record. This road is unnamed and located east of Virginia City and north of Nevada Highway 341, between 6 Mile Canyon and Highway 341. Within the resolution, it excludes any portion that is on private property, and staff is recommending adoption of the resolution.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
None.
Vice Chairman?
No, I'm good, thanks.
All right, how about public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
I am. In accordance with the recommendation by staff, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to adopt Resolution 25-808, identifying Storey County Road number 911130, commonly known as unnamed, total road segment length and horizontal distance of 2,686 feet or 0.51 miles, overall average disturbed width approximately 12 feet as a minor county road. The effect of identifying the road as a minor county road is to identify it as a public road available for public use but not maintained by Storey County. It must be used by motorists at their own risk.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Jessica. Moving right along to item number 20, this is discussion only. Report of Public Works Department regarding roads and highways throughout Storey County.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mike Northen reporting for Director Wiersbicki. Road Rehabilitation Project 2026 for the Mark Twain area is in design and engineering right now. One roads crew position has been filled and there is still one currently open. So if anyone's interested, please come see us. All snow plows are fueled and chained and ready to go. All other snow removal equipment is being serviced and made ready right now. And the roads crew will be out on the highlands today doing some shoulder and drainage work today and tomorrow. And with that, I'd take any questions.
Thank you, Mike. Highway Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
None, thank you.
All right, Highway Commissioner Mitchell?
Thanks.
Okey dokes, appreciate the update,
Thank
Mike.
you.
Thank you. Moving right along to item number 21 is to recess to reconvene as the Storey County Board of County Commissioners. Bringing us to item number 22, which is discussion for possible action. Consideration and possible approval for special use permit 2025-058. The applicant requests a special use permit to construct an approximate 60-foot high billboard on land zoned I-2 heavy industrial. Jessica.
Good morning, Jessica Prager for the record. Yes, so the applicant submitted a special use permit to construct a billboard on a parcel that is zoned I-2 heavy industrial. The proposed billboard will be 60 feet tall on a single monopole structure. It will be double-sided, so sign facing both east and west. The sign will be made of printed vinyl, not an electronic sign. And the printed vinyl signs will be lit, powered from solar panels. The proposed location of the sign is adjacent to I-80 and USA Parkway, so it's visible from both of those major roadways. The parcel is not located within the Tri-Center. It's on land zone I-2 heavy industrial. There are currently no other billboards in Storey County, but Washoe County has 13 billboards in the area from the East Fernley exit to the Vista Boulevard exit. And this billboard will be very consistent with those billboards you see on Washoe County. The land use meets the criteria of the proposed code amendment and the NRS language. The proposed use won't cause any burden on adjacent property owners or cause for additional traffic to the area or USA Parkway. Staff feels this is a good land use for the parcel because it appears that this parcel became landlocked with the construction of USA Parkway when USA Parkway was put in. The applicant was able to work with Union Pacific Railroad on an access agreement to access the parcel. And because it appears that the access was eliminated to the parcel and it became landlocked, staff feels this is a viable use for the property as there's not a lot of other options to utilize the parcel. Again, the billboard won't cause for lots of traffic to the area. That's another reason why staff feels this is a good use. The Planning Commission heard this SUP at their November 6th meeting and voted unanimously to recommend approval. And the applicant is here if you may have any questions for him.
All right, thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Before I go to public comment or questions from the board, does the applicant want to come up and say anything?
I'm here to answer any questions. I don't really have much to add.
All right. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I'm good, thanks.
All right. Call for public comment. Not seeing any. Jessica, would you mind reading the findings, please?
Yes.
Findings of facts for the motion of approval. The applicant requests a special use permit to construct an approximate 60-foot-high billboard on land zoned I-2 heavy industrial. The proposed billboard will be a two-sided billboard with each side approximately 1,200 square feet in area. The billboard will be located adjacent to Interstate 80, located at 004-101-02, McCarran, Storey County, Nevada, Assessor's Parcel Number 004-101-02. Number 2, the proposed project complies with the general purpose, goals, objectives, and standards of the county master plan, this title, and any other plan, program, map, or ordinance adopted or under consideration pursuant to official notice by the county. 3, the proposal location, size, operation, and other significant features will be compatible with and will not cause substantial negative impact on adjacent land uses or will perform a function or provide a service that is essential to the surrounding land uses, community, and neighborhood. 4, the proposed project will result in no substantial or undue adverse effect on adjacent properties, the character of the neighborhood, traffic conditions, parking, public improvement, public sites or right-of-ways, or other matters affecting the public health, safety, and general welfare, either as they now exist or as they may in the future be developed as a result of the implementation of the provisions and policies of the county master plan, this title, and any other plans, program, map, or ordinance adopted or under consideration pursuant to an official notice by the county or other governmental agency having jurisdiction to guide growth and development. 5, the proposed use in the proposed area will be adequately served by and will impose no undue burden on any of the improvements, facilities, utilities, or services provided by the county or other governmental agency having jurisdiction in the county. 6, the special use permit conforms to the 2024 Storey County Master Plan for the McCarran Planning Area in which the subject property is located. A discussion supporting this finding is provided in Section 2C of this report if the contents thereof are cited in an approval of this special use. 7, the conditions under the special use permit do not conflict with the minimum requirements in the Storey County Code Section 17.03.150 special use permit, 17.84 signs and billboards, and 17.35 I-2 heavy industrial chapters. 8, the special use permit will not impose substantial adverse impacts or safety hazards on the abutting properties or the surrounding area and will comply with all federal, state, and county regulations. 9, granting of special use permit will not, under the circumstance of the particular case, adversely affect to a material degree the health or safety of persons working in the neighborhood or area of the subject property and will not be materially detrimental to the public welfare or material injurious to property improvements in the neighborhood or area of the subject property.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yes, in accordance with the recommendation by the Planning Commission and staff, the findings of fact under Section 3A of this report and read into the record by Storey County staff, and the other findings deemed appropriate by the Board of County Commissioners and in compliance with the conditions of approval, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve special use permit file 2025-058 to construct an approximate 60-foot-high billboard on land zoned I-2 heavy industrial. The proposed billboard will be a two-sided billboard with each side approximately 1,200 square feet in area. The billboard will be located adjacent to I-80, McCarran, Storey County, Nevada, Assessor's Parcel Number 004-101-02.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Thanks again, Jessica.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to item number 23. Discussion for possible action. Discussion and possible consideration directing staff to research and consult with Comstock Historic District Commission and its officials to develop findings and recommendations for future board consideration regarding potential interlocal agreements or other mutually beneficial tools that may fulfill the responsibilities, needs, and administration of the Comstock Historic District and the county. Austin?
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
First, I want to disclose that one of my assignments is sitting on the Comstock Historic District Commission. I'm the vice chair over there, and out of an abundance of caution and to avoid even the appearance of any impropriety, I will recuse myself from voting on this item. However, since that is my assignment, and according to NRS 281A.420, if there are matters that require explanation, I can participate in the discussion. I just am not to vote on it or advocate for or against this item. So I will not be voting, but if there are specific questions you have, I believe that I'm allowed to participate in the discussion in that regard.
All right, thank you. Austin?
All right. Thank you, Austin Osborne, for the record, County Manager. And on behalf of Commissioner Mitchell's efforts of the Comstock Historic District, as well as those of our staff in working with that district, this is really part of an ongoing effort, as you're aware, since Senate Bill 78, and even on or around that time, we have been discussing with this board and others about the potential of enhancing the Comstock Historic District's abilities to preserve the Comstock, either through interlocal agreement with Storey County or through separating them into their own jurisdiction or us into moving them over to the county or otherwise. And for quite some time now, we've had conversations with the state of Nevada agencies, with Lyon County, with the Comstock Historic District Commission and our own team on ways to make this potentially happen, with a little bit of a target kind of going on to the next legislative session. A lot of work has happened, especially with the leadership of Commissioner Mitchell on the Historic District Commission, and looking at other ways, and he and his team down there really just reviewed the existing Nevada revised statutes, particularly 384 and 83, and the Nevada Administrative Code that deals with the responsibilities of the Historic District Commission, and found that really, when you look at the policies that exist now, some of this may already exist in the existing framework. So looking at reaching our potential objective here, however we get to that point, Commissioner Mitchell has talked about, why don't we pull the Historic District Commission together as a hub and bring Storey County into the conversation, which we have been, Lyon County into the conversation, and of course State SHPO and some other agencies that may be involved in some things, and maybe come up with a resolution that may or may not need upcoming legislation, or if it does, maybe minor legislative updates. And knowing so far it looks like the Historic District Commission really has its own authorities to manage its own budget, its own hiring of staff and leadership, its own ability to engage in contracts with agencies and vendors, to look at its own policies and internal agreements. But really importantly, potentially, is like other agencies such as ourselves, maybe the ability to engage in interlocal agreements with other agencies for fulfilling these things. Such as Storey County, we have interlocal agreements with the school district, with the fire district, with state health and others, that for mutual benefits, somehow those agencies get what they need and we get what we need, and ultimately the taxpayer or the folks out in the community benefit. So there's a potential here where if we were to be able to interlocal agreement with the historic district between the county and them, that we could have some reciprocal work and benefits, such as consistent code enforcement on the Comstock with regard to historic buildings and overall structures, working with our building department and our permit team and getting consolidation and consistency built between the district and the county, protecting historic resources, the Comstock Historic District in particular, and even the need for office space that the county has that the Historic District Commission may have down on East Street. Ultimately, potentially, there could be a mutual beneficial agreement struck between the agencies pending further review and legalities and things like that. So at this point, we're requesting really that Commissioner Mitchell and ourselves as county staff, and right now they include, for example, myself, but really Sarah Sturts has been leading our efforts in this with her background in that, Commissioner Mitchell and our team, to just request permission and direction for staff to continue these conversations with the stakeholders and potentially come up with some resolutions to these issues in the upcoming future, whether they're legislative or policy.
All right, thank you, Austin. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments at this time?
I do not, thank you.
Vice Chairman, I know you've recused. Are there any statements that you would like to make that are
Yeah, I'll just
neutral enough?
Yeah, I'll just add two points of clarification or add a little bit of detail, and I appreciate County Manager did a great job of kind of presenting where things stand. The first one is that on the Historic District Commission side, there has been discussion with SHPO, who has been involved with staffing and supporting and budgeting for the district, and their staff indicated that they felt it was proper to look at different ways of arranging this, maybe being a little more separated, that would be a preference for them, not being as involved with the district. They felt that was a proper thing to look at. The second one is just to inform you that the Historic District Commission is meeting tonight to consider a similar item. So, and that would be for them to instruct someone on their side to engage with the other parties to talk about what arrangements may be made. And that's it.
Gotcha. Thank you for that. Is there any public comment regarding this item? Not seeing any. Commissioner Gilman, you prepared to make a motion?
Sure. I, Commissioner Gilman, motion to direct staff to research and consult with the Comstock Historic District and its officials to develop findings and recommendations for future board consideration regarding potential interlocal agreements or other mutual beneficial tools that may fulfill the responsibilities, needs, and administration of the Comstock Historic District Commission and the county.
There's a motion. I'll second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Vice Chairman. Appreciate the info. All right, moving on to item number 25. This is discussion for possible action, presentation, discussion, and consideration directing staff regarding updates to the Storey County Strategic Plan for fiscal year 25 through 27. This is an ongoing strategic plan discussion. County Manager Osborne.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. What I've provided for you following our last commission meeting on the strategic plan update for the year, which is a living document, is the latest draft. In this draft, I've included not just the board set perspectives and the board set goals, but also to give you a little bit of strategies and tactics, what generally we have found as a team, as far as all of our department heads and our elected officials on more broadly at that level, how we would meet those goals and perspectives set by the board. I would like to just let this sit in front of you for another meeting so you and the public can take a look at it over the next couple of weeks, come up with any further comments or concerns, and then we could talk about it on December 16th. And I'm certainly open to discussing this at today's meeting as well from any comments that come from you or the public. There's been a couple continued modifications that are just minor cleanup, trying to shorten the language as much as possible. Ironically, I added a bunch of language with the goals and the strategies and things, but that really is just the things that generally we're speaking, working together to support these. So I welcome any questions you have. I will let you know, I did take the last perspective that talked about overall governance and ethics, ethics being kind of important to government, so I moved it up to number 1. It's its own perspective now, if this board is okay with that.
All right, thank you, Austin. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments at this time?
None.
Vice Chairman?
I have just one. I appreciate the work that's been done here. There was one thought that came to my mind when I was looking at goal 6B sub A, which has to do with, sorry, let me get there. The goal has to do with engaging the public proactively and then very specifically, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. Sorry, it's goal 6B is provide accurate, timely, and relevant information, and then under that, one of the items was maintain a robust county website. I know that the comptroller had attended some sessions where there was discussion about the implementation of AI in a limited or firewalled way where it's just using internal data as opposed to keeping out the slop that may come in from outside. And I thought that might be, I don't know if it fits here, but that's just where it came to my mind was maybe some sort of a tactic around exploring a tool like that. So
Our comptroller is here. She would like to say anything regarding that. There is an overall goal in here that we all have using AI properly, of course, within our departments, but I certainly welcome any comments that, I know you were
I know
excited
she
about
wasn't
this.
prepared for it. I just remember she mentioned it in passing when she was talking
I
about
think
a
she was ready for this. You're right.
session that she attended.
Jennifer McCain, for the record. No, I'm not ready for this. And this was just something that I had learned about high level, that I wanted to open up the conversations and see if this was an avenue that the county wanted to work with. Washoe County, which is near us, they have finalized all their stuff. They find it very beneficial. So.
Yeah, just to jump in here, I agree with you. I mean, we definitely need to, I think, find a way to make this work in our organization as well. Through NACO, they've talked about it at a few meetings, and I believe it's Washoe County and City of Sparks, I think, both have it implemented, and they are very impressed. And so if anybody's unsure of what we're talking about, it's basically an AI search engine that is limited to within the Storey County bounds of our documents. It's not, it doesn't reach outside of our framework within Storey County. I think it's going to be extremely useful. So, yeah, I definitely would support incorporating that into our strategic plan, but thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm thinking there may be a better place for it, maybe more about efficiency or productivity, as opposed to this item's more specifically about providing information to the public. And while it certainly will help in that, I'm just thinking about as we get busier and grow as an organization, the more effective and efficient we can be. I don't want us to get bogged down in manual tasks. That we could leverage tools so that we can be super efficient in that and more productive.
Yeah, particularly with our code amendments. I think it'd be very beneficial if we can simply type in, something related to that code. It's, I think, going to cut down a lot of research time. Go ahead, Jennifer.
On one of the presentations that we saw, it would be somehow, and I don't know the technicalities, but available if someone came on our website, asked a question, what code tells me that my dog needs a license or whatever, and it would search our stuff internally that way, allowing it for public access.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to get at,
Yeah.
is that it won't search the web. It searches only within Storey County's.
Correct.
But would potentially be available both internally and outward facing.
Right.
Yes. All right. Is there any other comments at this time regarding the strategic plan?
Probably to add to this when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Regarding Austin Osborne for the record, on AI, we do have a policy right now that our team has been working over the last year, putting together a lot of work into it. It's in the DA's office right now, getting legal review. I believe it's going to be ready this week for completion. If I'm wrong, it might be next week, and then we'll bring this to the board before the end of the year, and we'll have an AI policy. A lot of our teams are using AI. We just want to make sure there's a policy to make sure that it's used properly for privacy and confidentiality and things like that. But definitely our offices are pretty embracing that stuff, including myself, and it really is helping us get things done a little quicker and being able to focus time on other things.
All right. So not taking a personal photo and making it turn into the Hulk or something like that?
That, I believe as long as they don't do it with a county seal on it, it would be okay.
I will keep that in mind for future ideas. Thank you very much. Is there any other public comment one last time? Not seeing any. Are you prepared to make a motion, Vice Chairman?
I will be. Give me just a second to get back up to the proper place. All right, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to direct county staff to amend the Storey County Strategic Plan, mission statement, vision statement, and other elements as discussed in today's workshop, and to bring a draft of these amendments to the board at a further meeting for further review and consideration.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Vice Chairman. Moving on to item number 26, discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval of the business license second readings A through M. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
Mr. Chairman, again, if it's all right, I'd like to separate out sub L for further discussion and approve all the others first.
Okay, sounds good. Is there any public comment regarding these second readings? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I move to approve the second reading of business licenses under item 26A through M, with the exception of L for, to be pulled for further consideration.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. How do you want to handle this? We're gonna.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm happy to open up a discussion on it if that's all right, and then maybe ask staff to weigh in.
Yeah.
This is a recurring item for us. We've continued it many times. I'd like to get to a resolution. I think one of the last times we asked this company to participate, to hopefully make themselves available, provide some information, to participate in our meeting, to answer some questions that we might have. And I don't believe that we've received those answers or had their participation directly. And so I'm at a little bit of a quandary about what to do, because I don't like to hold things up. But at the same time, some of my concerns have to do with responsiveness and how they're going to assure us that they're, given some of their past track record, how they're going to comply with our rules and laws. And the lack of responsiveness I find a bit troubling, so.
Austin, do you want to?
Yes, I'd be happy to. Austin Osborne, County Manager for the record. Also, I want to point Ashley Mead from Community Development, our Business License Administrator, is also present. We have been corresponding with this group back and forth, including fairly recently, and noticing them. This item's been continued several times. We really need you to come participate, and if you can't come in person, you can come by Zoom. Please reach out to the Clerk and Treasurer's office to get registered for that. We did get a response. They said, we acknowledge this. They said some things about we're going to do this and that, but not that they were going to come to the meeting. And then most recently, last night, a response came in and it said, due to the holiday, we won't be able to attend the meeting. We understand it's going to get continued. That was it. So at this point, I did respond to them. I said just be reminded of the correspondence that you received in the following email that says that your license may be denied by the commission or other action may be taken. With your absence there, we'll do the best we can. My understanding, looking at the Clerk and Treasurer, that there has not been any outreach to you to try to get onto Zoom and be registered, and I think the email that came in last night, roughly 7 o'clock, I think it was, would confirm that. Then I can always look at Ashley as well if she has anything to add. So at this point, it's going to be really up to this board how you feel you want to handle this matter under those circumstances.
All right, I'm going to jump into legal here. Brian, at this point, can we just, I guess, potentially vote to not accept this business license and put this behind us for now? Or what do you recommend we do at this point, Brian?
As far as your abilities underneath the county code. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of echo back from my Zoom, and it was bothering me. So, as far as the ability under the county code, a basis that you have to deny a business license is failure of the applicant to provide assurances that they will comply with all local codes, laws, and regulations. From the past several meetings, this board and staff has continuously asked for the applicant's participation, and it would be a reasonable conclusion for you to provide, or for you to exercise your discretion under approving the business licenses to come to the conclusion that they have not complied with that request. And it would be supportable if you would take the action to deny the business license at this time. That denial would not prevent them from starting the process over again in the future. It's my understanding that they're operating under a temporary business license, and the denial of their final business license would result in an immediate termination of that temporary business license. With that said, there is information based upon the email that Mr. Osborne described earlier, in which, in one reading of it, they said that it was their understanding that this would be continue. I don't know if there's any reason that they would have that understanding. I don't think that anything that I've read that staff said it would be continued. But they, in essence, did, if it's not their understanding, perhaps that would be read as a request to continue it. So, I believe that the record, based upon all the meetings, would be supportive either way of how the board would choose to exercise its discretion. That being, the board could very well choose to continue this one more time, but the board would certainly be within its legal rights to deny the application if you find that their cooperation has been requested and not been forthcoming.
Thank you, Brian. So I'm gonna,
Mr. Chairman, I do want to add a couple things when you're ready.
Sure.
When you're
Go ahead.
ready.
Go ahead.
Okay, I will let you know if the board feels more comfortable. I do have the email in front of me if you want me to read the latest correspondence that happened. From my recollection of it, we did inform them that the board may take different action. They may continue it, they may deny it, they may do something else. So I just want to make sure it's clear to this board that that happened and that the company responded back and provided some responses to our concerns regarding where their address is and things, but not really a complete response.
thank you. So I'm gonna get on my soapbox here and say I would push for denial. And if they're interested in doing business here, then they can talk to somebody and get their stuff together and then come back and start this process again.
Agreed.
I think that sounds like a great idea, Chairman.
Great. Is there any public comment regarding this item? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, are you prepared to make a motion?
I am. I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to not approve and deny this business license application due to the failure of the applicant to provide assurances that they will follow all codes, laws, and regulations in Storey County.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Brian. Moving on to item number 27. This is public comment. It's the second and final time during this meeting public comment is available. Speak now or forever hold your peace until 2 weeks from now. Not seeing any public comment. On to item number 28, which is adjournment of all active and recessed boards on the agenda. It is 11:19. See everybody in a couple weeks, but hopefully at the county Christmas party. This meeting is adjourned.